Hello. We got some hang out for No, I don't.
I don't know if they can hear us, but we can't hear you. Michelle, this is Harry, and this is Harry, and this is Sharon.
No, that was nice. Oh, okay. Well, somebody had
Showing the top of my head right here. It's so weird. I think we'll probably want to move this table out there for more room. So, yes. You want me to do that room now? Yeah. Have one room. Hello.
Taking the chairs, or what are we doing?
I don't know. Maybe the chairs may have to go too. I don't know.
Grab one. Oh, you're saying. I got a pair of those myself. I love them. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you. We will be back in there.
Yeah, I got a really nice GT carbon fiber. Awesome player.
Thank you.
I will, by the way.
I will, JD.
Sharon? Will.
Think I will place this.
What do they call you? Gosh, Michelle. Nice to meet you. I'm Will. So the last I think it was, I don't think it was the monthly meeting, but one of the meetings we were supposed to have what Google Hangouts was. Like, I'm driving, I'm like, I'm really sure. He's like, it's on Hangouts.
Oh yeah, Google Hangouts is awesome.
Yeah, I've never used it before. I didn't even know. Didn't even know. Oh, constantly.
I don't know the kids. I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm like thinking of like acronyms. I remember that.
All right. These are yourselves. Okay. Let's see if anyone is having a problem. We're gonna give people a couple more minutes. I think somebody was gonna say choose right. Yes.
I've never heard that one. It's like, really? I heard that craziness.
So somebody who said that she'll be a couple of minutes.
Where is everybody from? Columbus, where is it?
Columbus.
I live in Columbus now. I'm originally in Akron.
I mean, technically, I moved to the Columbus area. But the majority of my life is
I live in Italian Village.
Oh, nice.
Italian Village. Oh, okay.
Goes down to church down there.
Oh, the Italian church? Yeah, that's the best festival. The Italian festival is fun. Yeah, like that's the last festival of the season.
And ends the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
one's in
have to bring some
October.
chairs just in case more people.
I mean, we only have one person supposed to arrive.
We have the Greek festival.
Oh, we have that too, we have that too.
Yeah, we should line up.
The Greek festival is a lot of fun too.
It is.
And
Go wrong going either place, really.
Did someone just grab this up?
yes, yes.
The source of-
Yeah, that's from.
I'm like, it's like deja vu. I just saw one 2 days ago and I scanned it.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
the Irish festival.
Nice, nice. Yeah, our neighbors always spend the weekend there.
Well, gosh, what a beautiful night to be there.
Is that still going on? The Irish Festival? What was the coolest thing? What was the coolest thing you saw?
Oh, we did. That's really great.
Man, so it's just like like live music and stuff. They're out in like Irish pubs or vendors or whatever.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, they have about,
so we have one.
Okay.
7
yeah, they used to get 70 miles, but they're not too big.
Let's have a chair. Does anybody want the fan?
I'm indifferent.
Okay. Good.
No.
So we're,
I was like,
all right. Excellent. So we are. Good. You're fine. Great.
What's your name?
Harry.
Will. Yeah.
Whoa. Did you mute the computer?
Huh?
You muted the computer? Did you mute the computer?
How long you guys been caught up in
Is
this?
it? No, they can hear us.
Sharon. Okay.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I'm kind of.
How long you guys been caught up?
I only heard about it recently, yeah.
The whole thing?
No,
Okay.
Okay.
Don't get too close.
No, there's another one close to she's coming. She's that's fine.
Where'd you move from? Oh, really? What was it?
All right. So we're pretty ready to start. Please, for somebody. I need to turn off the volume over there. Yes. Okay, so folks, let's get started with the agenda. And everybody over there, I hope can hear us. So we have, just so you know, we have people joining from across the country. These are area organizers who want to observe how the pro-truth pledge meeting functions in a more active group. And this is our most active group.
All right. All over the country, huh?
Yeah.
What's the furthest somebody's?
Hmm?
Sorry.
Sure. I mean, we have people from Texas.
There you go.
We have people from New Mexico. Yes. Oh, hey, Lex, good to see you. Good. We're just getting started.
There's a chair behind you.
So you can find you sit
There's also a spot
like a spot on the sofa or in the corner.
It's you.
Just change the order.
Change the order. There you go.
That'll work.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. So we like to start with a brief mindfulness meditation, just get ourselves settled and calm and relaxed. So just for 3 minutes to breathe and to get relaxed. All right. So 3-minute mindfulness. Again, this is for all of you observing. This is how we do things. You've seen that agenda. Please.
Meditation. Yeah, that's probably, yeah, that's probably.
That's a better thing. Hello, Susan. Yes. Yeah, we'll introduce each other going around. That's next part of the agenda. To introduce each other.
Thank you. The restrooms over there. The restrooms over there on the inside of the living room. And there are a few snacks in the kitchen. Okay, and if you look at cameras, you'll find a cup of water.
You should try the seaweed
All right, so let's introduce each other and check on how everyone's doing. Starting with Agnes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Agnes. I'm a co-founder of Intentional Insights.
Two people.
Two people? What? Other people? Oh, I shouldn't just be looking at camera?
Yes.
Just say something. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Trying to avoid it. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We're supposed to check in on how we're doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. Loving this weather. It's in the 70s. Perfect. This is why I'm happy I'm not in North Carolina anymore. I'm also struggling with anxiety today. So I just had like an anxiety attack an hour ago. So it's like not the best. So I'm going to be off camera because it like worsens my social anxiety through camera. That's why I'm going to escape. And after we introduce.
Okay. Web Sikorsky, I think most of all of you know me. So I lead Intentional Insights. I'm one of the lead founders of the Pro Pledge project. I'm doing all right today. I'm also struggle with anxiety, but that's more because of some like slander and rumors going around me. As the Pro Pledge project is getting bigger, and it's kind of going into politics. People are attacking it in various critical and slanderous ways. So that's kind of something I'm not used to dealing with, and it's a first exposure from. So that's something I'm struggling with. Want to go?
Yes, my name is Susan. I am doing well, other than the fact that I just can't wrap my head around all these new developments that are happening every day with this administration. And I'm wondering how it's been allowed to persist for this long.
My name is Sharon. I'm a librarian here at the state of Ohio at Bureau of Workers' Compensation. And I guess I'm doing fine because I try to keep myself very busy, and today has been a super busy day. So yeah, if I keep working on projects, then I get distracted. It's just better to do good than worry about what everybody else is doing right now.
Fair enough. I'm Will. I'm a graduating economics student at Ohio State. I am struggling with enthusiasm as I have suffered. I've had to replace virtually every asset that I've owned between two different robberies, individual robberies at my place, and something I don't even care. I'm not even going to talk about. It's just off the chain. But fortunately, life has seen fit to equip me with some tools to keep it moving. So we're in all in all, it's a good spot. So happy to be here.
My name is Jay. I'm from Delaware, Ohio. This is my first meeting, so it's going to be fun to learn a little bit here. I am considering running for office and have taken the Pro-Truth pledge. So I'm doing great. Looking forward to a good meeting.
And the different office in New York, the office including running for is as a Republican for the Ohio District 12 congressional race.
Yes, U.S. House of Representatives. Yep.
Fantastic. Do you mind?
What?
Oh, sorry.
No idea.
Hi, I'm Shell Bell. I met Gleb and Agnes right after I got back from here in Australia, where I got a graduate degree in education. And I just recently gotten a job with the state of Ohio, working in the OPERS department. So hopefully that means I can, get this organization thing going a little better for PTP. I've been as involved as I could be while working full time for Panera and searching for work. But I'm involved with this group because I just can't quite grasp what's happening in our country either. And most common response I give to people when I talk about the pro-truth pledge and they say, what's the point? There's no hope, or it's so messed up, we can't fix it. And I say, well, we have to start somewhere. And restoring truth into an honored position associated with, caring, transparency in our government is the best place I know to start. It's the foundation we have to either relay or perhaps lay for the first time because we need to take it for granted. So that's why I'm here.
I'm Lexi. I joined the PTP for a lot of the same reasons. Trying to find a way of holding people in positions of power accountable to peer-reviewed, scientific-based research is really important to me because I feel like things are stated a lot that have no evidence or credentials to back it. It's just like, it's one of those things that is, I think is just a truth that isn't actually true. I feel like there's a lot of that out there. Anyway, so I am the head designer for the PTP. I've done all the logo work and the graphic design, the newsletter, everything like that is mine. And yeah, I work locally as a graphic illustrator.
Hi, I'm Harry. I'm a student at OSU. Let's see what else did I say? I found out about the Pro-Truth Pledge from looking up intentional insights when I was looking for effective altruist organizations that I could volunteer for. Sorry. Bleh. Yeah, I'm really glad to be here. I'm really excited about the work that we're going to be doing.
And let's go into more on the country. Like briefly looking from here, like people from Mexico. This is someone from Lancaster, Ohio, which you couldn't tell here today. From Pennsylvania, someone from Puerto Rico. There are more people from Texas. There are still people whose chats I can get. I must leave.
There are more people who aren't here than who aren't here.
Yeah.
I hope so. It'd be nice.
Yes, I mean, this is part of the international intervention.
We can use people who started out in the city so they can see an example of how these work so that
Doesn't just be a professional candidate. Here it is.
Yeah, cool.
So, let's talk on whatever. Yeah, I wouldn't quite have said that. So, folks, if you have comments, keep yourself on mute. Otherwise, we too much time, but if you have comments, you're welcome to chat in the window. And
Now it looks like it's locked up.
Michelle has I want to share with the kind of events we have and what has worked well and what we can
Okay, well, I've done tabling at a couple events, and I've also done some just stand up and trying to get signatures. And I find tabling is much more effective. It's especially important to recognize that there are many events out there, and you try to just go canvassing, and somebody shows up to that event and they have no intention of participating in any kind of social group activity. Usually they're not willing to time to listen, have a conversation, or sign things. So it can be much more challenging to do something like a festival or, so I mean, it depends on the festival. If it's like a festival or march, yeah, the March for Science was the most effective week, and that we did a table act. But I think it was very silly about pushing for science, which is,
Yes.
we're doing science evidence-based tests. That's what we're trying to fight for. So situations like that is a very effective place to get signatures. However, like the state fair is not really as effective because many people come out, and that is not their intention at all to be approached by somebody. So it can be a lot more awkward to introduce. I know that there are other people out there who are trained a lot better to approach people in those settings and make it much more of a comfortable interaction. But if you're not trained, it can be much more frustrating for both parties to get signatures that way. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, I agree with that. Well, I wouldn't call it success. I would say I eked some signatures out. I mean, I got like 15 Friday at the Irish Festival, and I got 20 at the Franklin State Fair.
How long did you see it?
But, well, several hours. And that's the thing is, I think you have to really spend a lot of materials to do that, because what I found is what I found is that I probably passed out 4 to 5 times the number of flyers that I got for return and signatures, whereas people stopping to get materials at the the science March for Science or the March for Truth events, it was pretty much the opposite. You did church at the tabling at the church.
Yeah, the tabling of the church.
So I agree. I'm not sure. It's not the biggest bang for our buck. And I think it uses up people's energy a good deal more. And I still stand by my original assessment that I think a tabling event where we have a partnership. 2 people, I think, that everybody's going to be more comfortable talking about it. I think they're going to learn more and pick up nuances from each other about what works and what doesn't work, than trying to stand at a festival where I mean, even me, who's like, I'm a pretty extreme extrovert and not a shy bone in my body, I still find myself kind of just going, oh, about that person. No, I don't know if I want to talk to that person. And what I've found is that I wait until I see like bottlenecks at entrances. And then, I kind of go by body language and like, do they look like they'd be open to something? Women tend to be more open to signs than men for the most part, is what I've noticed in those situations. I don't think that necessarily bears true at a table event or something where truth is on the agenda. But in those events, I do think that's what I think, or at least maybe that's because I'm more comfortable approaching women. I don't know, but they just seem more receptive. But in any event, I think the downside of that, of just being outside the gates of an entrance, is there's an immediate sort of suspicion on the part of the public. It's kind of like, I'm here to just have a good time. Don't interfere, don't interrupt with my good time, don't hold me up.
Well, even if we could figure out how to get a table event at something that, like a state fair or something.
Well, I agree. If they're approaching you, and so I think you're very solid,
because they get questions.
Right, they would invite them in, that's a different situation. So I think, my recommendation is to put more energy into events where we can have a table or we're connecting, to some of the progressive groups or whatever. So we're kind of on a, ride share deal with people who are already there, interested in something approaching, our agenda. Was that? I went to Comfest too. I forgot about that. Comfest was good. I still didn't get as many. I think I got. Yeah. I did get 50 there, and it was a lot easier. But I think we would have quadrupled that number had we had a table.
Yeah, especially I think
Easily.
feedback for next year.
Yeah. Because again, it's hard, even though I have a pretty keen sense of my own biases, from having been a journalist and stuff. I still feel them happening, even though I'm questioning, why are you going to go for that person? Why are you going to go for the person behind that person? So it's a distraction. Yeah. So whereas if I was at a table event, I think I can pull most everybody in who even gives me some eye contact or, approaches the table. I think it's just a way better investment of our energy.
Okay, good. So that's good evidence. And I know we have some success with gathering signatures at various rallies. We're going to experiment with gathering signatures first. So Harry's going to experiment with gathering signatures.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Yes, but it's standing in the oval where in the middle of that trying to get it.
I think it's a different environment too.
Well, have you guys reached out at all to potentially get a table at the at the upcoming student fair?
Yeah, we really need an actual organization to get a table.
But there would definitely be organizations that might be willing to give us a small section. But like I know that the socialist groups on the OTP campus would be willing to interact, or the left and
Media Advocates.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be crucial for us.
Yeah.
And these, we really still are.
The Republican table might be interested in just reaching out to those groups that are interested, like if any political group might be
as a
interested.
potential candidate, or if you filed by then as a candidate who's taken this pledge.
So yeah, that actually might be interesting.
That would be
is
great.
Reaching out to a group through OSU and seeing if the leaders want to sign, and then when that involvement fair is something that they say that I created a virtue pledge, that might even be an interesting advancement. So like there is a place for signatures, but they also have to say if us as a group has decided to take the virtue pledge, and so because we talked about that, right? We talked about the potential of expanding to groups instead of just individuals as well.
Absolutely, we are expanding to groups.
Yep.
So one of the groups that we're talking to, for example, is a local civic engagement group called Yes We Can Columbus.
Yep.
Which, so Yes We Can Columbus to potentially give them a
We could easily spin up that, yes, we can, have the truth, however we want it. We might want to start working on it.
Is there any way we can like So is there any, I'm just kind of wondering this, is there a sort of any way we can like those like bad things, you can like fix your shirt and then it's like, where it says something like, ask me about the pro-truth pledge.
Oh, we have merchandise.
Oh yeah, I got it.
So yes, and as a reminder to everyone here and everyone, if people can't afford it, we have we rebate about $15.
This comes with t-shirts. We have t-shirts in this.
Yeah, sure.
You can get a t-shirt that says this.
Yeah.
The other day I was at Target and actually found one stop.
Are you serious?
Right on, okay, yeah. And it turns out she's a high school student and she's looking to major in political science. So I'm like, you can just come down the street to the meeting. It's like a mile away.
You can start a group at your school.
Yeah, just because I was like, I'm just talking this everywhere. And there are t-shirts, and you can get reimbursed for t-shirts as well as other expenses.
I am planning to expand it a little bit. We're updating the website as soon as we get some font edit in. I will be doing full shirts as well. Because I knew that I'm drawing a blank on his name. We had a lengthy discussion about whether we need to have a bit more professional upscale shirt designs. And so,
Russell, maybe?
no, not Russell. He's here. He's local. Russell's. But anyways, so some professional level besides just the regular t-shirt. So we can expand other things if you're interested.
For merchandise,
Yeah.
and maybe by the sites.
Yeah. And the other costs, I think, like up to $20 a month, which is like printing. And Michelle has a binder. Is that a binder that you would like to demonstrate, Michelle?
Demonstrate what
You can make it for under $5 in supplies.
I take this to all the sites that I go to. Then I would keep my notes, contact information over here. Then we've got the one-time stop by her. Sorry. So I've got the basic pro-truth pledge
But you
here.
gotta take out and get
And then
some.
I've got FAQs, and then I usually keep my, which I've given them all away now, but my flyers right there. Or if I collect these business cards, I can stick them in here for follow-up. And then the signature section.
And as you give the signatures to us that I scan, or you can scan them yourself. Hello. You can scan them and just take a picture of your smartphone. Scan them and send them to the email over here, and then we make sure everything's on the website. And so many people can afford it, but many people cannot afford it, so we're happy to reimburse just so that anyone who has the time and willingness to support the project pledge doesn't have that kind of barrier.
And of course, we get all that from donations.
Yeah.
People who donate and people who have more money.
Money and not time. And these are instructions how to print all that. It's like we have a Google Drive that's public.
Yeah, it's all on the PowerPoint slides.
Yeah, so you can get and print all these things.
Great.
And we have a pre-hole punch in the kitchen.
So to, so to get back to the so I know you are, with those recommendations, you wanted to talk together after the meeting about how to approach between yourselves.
Sure. Yes. I was going to say, I have a lot of my libertarian and I was involved with Turning Point for a long time. To have that other side of the fence.
Yes, there's
Yeah.
a libertarian group on campus, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Young Americans and Students for Liberty.
Like, I don't see
really,
it.
really fuck down with those guys.
I don't see it.
All right.
Virtually for me to that feeling, I'm not sure.
I think it's just for me too, it's really important. My own bias to truly keep this like a universal thing, but not very important to me.
We want all groups to be
That's the thing. Without that, it's kind of a new endeavor to.
Truth should not be a dichotomy.
Right.
So then one of the other students was involved from our who hasn't quite isn't here. But yeah, well,
Yeah, he was just a
yes,
secular student.
they get it like that. But,
Yeah.
yeah. So with the education
Sure.
Let's do you have any school connections to Ohio State?
Well, I don't have any direct connections. I have friends I know that have graduated from there, but nothing direct that I could get in with.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
I would be an
not a
asset.
problem. Okay, so you can work on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Now, we have areas, other areas. So you said, so you're a librarian.
Yes.
Do you think that there are effective ways of communicating this to librarians and getting this to librarians?
Yes, I belong to a couple of organizations that are library related. The Special Library Association, which is a big group, and there is a general web group that we can post to. I can find out. I have to double check what all the rules are about, posting outside stuff. But I don't think there's any restrictions for posting something like that. So I could definitely put links to this on that main site where everybody's basically subscribed to it. That's a part of this organization. It's probably 6,000 people worldwide. So, and then also another one that's that I'm also part of I have to look and see if there's a vehicle for everybody to get emails, that sort of thing. But yeah, there's a few things like that I can do. I was also noticed I'm going to CSI Con. It's the Committee for Skeptical Inquiries Con in Vegas in October. So I can always take some material.
Yeah,
That'd be
provider like that. So for example, Perry is going to gaming
Gen Con in Indiana on August 17th and 20th.
right. So he's going to provide and,
Try to get the signature.
try to get our signatures.
Yeah, and if you're able to wear a t-shirt, like, a lot of
Yeah.
people are saying that, like, I think Michelle was saying that, did you try to wear it?
I did wear a t-shirt, on Friday. I don't know that did anything except help the police find me.
Oh, no.
Nothing, it was fine. I'm white.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it
I have
was,
a feeling if I was wearing that, people would ask.
I'm sure they would, yeah.
Because that's, yeah,
I didn't really get any,
that's the kind of group.
yeah, I mean, I think that you would at something like that, because again, it's kind of a linked philosophy thing, but at the festival, literally, people were just I don't know, I didn't enjoy the costume.
But the festival, it didn't matter that you had a shirt, but maybe at another
Yeah.
event, like,
I think it would in a different.
Well,
Okay.
and as you were saying, just walking around in the grocery store, like, I mean, it's not a huge pull for.
I mean, for one person who has, there's probably another 30 people who will.
Wonder.
Oh, what is that?
You might look at the website.
Like, I don't ask people necessarily if they have a weird shirt. but-
Yeah.
That's
I-
why Glump has mostly comfort with sports.
Well, and I'm hoping just even if it's a trickle from flyers that I passed out, some people will online and you know get involved, take the pledge. For those people who weren't ready to sign right then, I said, I sure hope you'll investigate it, and you know it's a very worthwhile effort to bring truth back to the center of our community, and you can post it on your Facebook, you can carry it on that way. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know any way for us to measure that return unless people tell us. Do we have a question like that on the website? If once people hear about this,
No,
we might want to add that 'cause that will help us
Yeah.
know. It will help us know what's working.
Yeah, they might want to add that.
Absolutely. Excellent. Yeah, that's great. Website, we have the thing called Sunday morning paper session.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. My husband is not real thrilled. 5 days and then adding the 6th day. He's going, but I may or may not be able to stay for that, but yeah.
If you can't stay for that.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot of opportunity to interact with people because I'm going there with a group of people that know everybody. So
That's great.
I don't, but they do. So I'll just be hanging on to the outside edges of it.
Yay for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Piggyback. I'm the introvert.
Introverts.
A bunch of introverts asking random people to sign a thing.
I know, isn't that crazy? That's crazy.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, great. Then I wanted to talk about the Fruits of Pledge. I know there are a number of monthly meetings.
Yeah, the meetings, the schools would be, and not just the big schools, even the smaller schools and even down to high school level would be. But, I don't just attend Republican meetings. I go to Democratic meetings and I try to hear as many viewpoints as I can, though I am a Republican. I'll look to see how that might work. I don't have anything right off the top of my head, but I mean, today I really just kind of came to listen and learn.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Are there kind of monthly
There's different club. Dublin has a club. There's women's Republican groups. There's, any number of clubs, the smaller groups to, the party itself, So,
those are the ones I think. I know that know there present. Do you think there might be activities to present about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to just talk to them and see. It wouldn't be my place to present. It would be, you know, some, yeah, but we can check into it.
Know what are the kind of
Absolutely. I'll look and take a list.
okay, that would be good. If once somebody here they were interested to present
I have no problem doing that. I was going to say with school and being on campus quite often, that's going to be my bread and butter. But as far as being able to identify more, a more conservative, right center or whatever, that I would be effective and be able to carry the message.
Prefer to see if I can spend my time national level conservative shows and so on. So, good. So then that's something that the next step on that is that Jay, you will provide kind of a list of clubs, and I can provide it to connect Will with some of those clubs. That sounds good.
Absolutely.
Okay. So one of the things we can want to talk about is getting coordination going. So getting a little bit more. So that's kind of activities. Oh, before we talk about that, is there anything else are there any other connections that people in the room have that they can think of based on an example of these kinds of activities that might be helpful that haven't been mentioned already?
Like for a presentation or for
yes. Or like the professional associations, like the library organization. I asked Jay about the Republican Club because I know that's kind of the things that happen.
Yeah, I'm going to send not just Republican, but
excellent. Yes.
I mean, I think the nice thing about this is it's not a particular party.
Yes. Yes, we don't want everybody involved. We're just we have it's in the current political environment. It's easier to get Democrats and progressives involved naturally, just because of the situation. So we want to make a particular effort to reach out to Republicans because it's just harder. It's harder to do so in the current environment, in the current political environment, where Democrats, the current administration, having a much higher, based on credible, reliable fact checkers, rate of deception than other administrations, then it makes it, Democrats are more outraged about these sorts of deceptions. And that makes it an easier sell to Democrats, to progressives. So we want to make a particular outreach to people who come from a conservative perspective to make sure that some of them are on board as well. Of course. Of course.
It's not. So everybody wants truth.
Yes, I'm guessing that you have more problems with that.
Using lines.
Yep, sure, absolutely.
Manipulating Lex and I did wonder about just the farm market, which because there's a lot of local farmers. I don't know if that would fall somewhere in between a tabling event and perhaps, farmers market, they're like less, it's not so much you're entering a venue to go get entertained, but you're just there doing some shopping. It's outside. So I am probably gonna just measure of that and try like one Saturday morning, like at the working market,
There
just
were
see
tables of like signature stuff going on there.
at the working.
Yeah, there was. There was a couple of people getting like local school signatures for things and stuff like that. So I'm sure
Those people were just standing at it from tables.
Well, I'm not sure either, but like
Okay.
I think if you reach out to them and ask for like a small package or something, and just put up some pledge,
I'm probably gonna check that out, see how that
That's
goes.
fine.
And then let you know. I'll try to do that before the next meeting.
Yeah, almost, effort things
Right.
sign up. And then as you go there, I'm sure the organizers of the market will probably be there. That's cool.
I also think I'm tempted to say, let's not just go for high schools, but kids start learning about the truth at a pretty young age.
I'd be careful about when you high school.
Really?
You would have to definitely chat with
Well, no, I don't mean
schools.
Yeah, I don't mean individual kids. I mean schools.
Oh,
Like superintendent. Yeah.
yes.
It's hard to argue. It would benefit them too, as a community and a place trying to raise, people's consciousness about the importance of telling the truth. Anyway, that's kind of part of education, so it's sort of another vehicle. So I would be interested in seeing how school officials respond to this and whether we can almost get involved into it.
Yeah, I think the first one that would be the school superintendent and teachers who sign the pledge.
I agree.
And then
I agree.
them to.
And I don't mean right now, but as we grow larger and get more of those people on board, I would like it. Something to think about.
Okay. So the next one, we got a list of Ohio progressive organizations from an
Is your sound?
Okay, cool. We'll get a list of Ohio progressive organizations from an allied organization for our future fund, which supports us and is an ally. And I wanted to see if somebody would be interested, or a group of people would be interested in working on just reaching out to the leaders of these organizations and seeing if they want to set up conversations and chat about the approach and approach. Yeah, this would involve, this would be more like, there's like a list of, maybe 100 names who are contacts for these progressive organizations. And then that would involve contacting them, talking about the pro-truth pledge. Here's this thing. Are you interested yourself in taking it? Are you interested in us collaborating together around this? Is that something you'd want to do? So kind of that's an existing list of organizations. I know that Jay will provide kind of some more information about other groups in the area, but that's kind of an existing list that we were able to get. So that's if no one's interested in this, that's totally fine. It's just something that's an opportunity.
Well, sometimes I think when you talk about like that, it sounds really big, and so I wonder if, like, as people can take one name at a time.
Yeah,
make that their goal. Like,
I'm not responsible for the fullness work on it. A committee of people working together, I can provide you the list and they would work together, going through these people and is there something that people would be interested in being part of the committee? So what exactly would you would divide it among yourselves in some way. You would set some sort of timelines for me. And then you go through the names, contact these people, and see what any responses are.
It's a template email, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you have to write up an email every time. It's like lots of copy pasting basically. Right?
Yes.
Just to clarify, that makes it
No,
easier.
it would be pretty easy as long as you're given enough time to do it. People working on it.
So I'm not trying to be realistic, like my, strengths and stuff. Like
No pressure on anyone to do
Yeah,
anything.
I think the way I feel is fair. The one thing
You don't have to be like, with everybody else, and then maybe like, send what you want to do. That's probably very good. I mean,
Is it just sending, if you already have the list, is it just plugging in names into the?
So if you want to plug in names into the templates, and for anyone who responds, we'd want to have a conversation online, and then conversation potentially.
And these are people, these are like heads of organizations.
These are contacts from organizations, from staff members from organizations, or external contacts.
Okay.
Support of progressive organizations.
Would this be done through our personal emails or would this be done?
For personal use.
I mean, it does sound like a big content. Like, it might be better to just they take it a little bit at a time, and then like, once they get more people, like through the OSU, but then they're going to be some.
Well, they're not going to go online for us.
That's the
No, this is profile.
Oh.
It's profile.
yeah.
I mean, if we don't have enough people right now, in the future, you know, this group will grow.
Yes.
As we have more people who are together.
And also it's like-
So it's fine, it's just an opportunity. There's no pressure.
Yep.
And also I think it's like people want different activities, like some people enjoy gathering signatures, some people never want to see people, and they just are fine maybe just sending the same email to 200 people or 50 people at a time. And so, yeah, so it's like it takes different kinds of tasks.
Mhm.
And that's the beauty of volunteering. You're like never forced to do a thing.
Yeah.
You're like, I do this or I'd rather do that.
And that's
Yeah.
So other things we want to do is we want to formalize the process of researching opportunities to present, to gather signatures, and venues to gather signatures. Are there people who would be interested in doing such research in a formalized way and taking point on either one person or a committee?
Just be researching opportunities for some places where you can present, you said?
For all things relevant to the cultural pledge in the central area. For example, jail, a venue to a place to put this list, and then have a way of working through the list in a consistent
So
manner.
find all things relevant to the social media, like just looking like up to venues or contacts or anything at all that's involved with like connecting with more people in this.
Yep.
How would we have mine? Basically, talking about mining leads to be able to get the initial, find out some initial landing zones that we could get plugged into.
Yeah,
to,
and then organize
table or
and
something
then
very.
projects have to be well organized in a way that other people easily impacted.
I would be. I think that again, I'm going to have to balance and consider, but that one sounds kind of enticing for me and for somebody trying for my professional development to be able to demonstrate, that I've put together, this essential, this functional list and got us plugged into different places for some. I think that would be effective and for an aspiring, salesman, as it were, that actually seems like it would be a great professional development piece for me. And so I am interested in that.
I'm interested into as long as I can balance it, that's what we're going to do next too.
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
I want to check there, and it seems like you have some input on this how to organize this information. So I'm curious if you want to get involved. I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
Organization of information is kind of my thing, yes. I've never really done anything in this area, something new, so. As far as, what were you looking for?
As a member of a committee, what's, other people doing more work in consulting and helping figure out how to organize information for both nodes and for end users to be with the better.
Perhaps even helping practice.
Yeah, okay, I could look into that, definitely.
Okay. So that sounds like a committee
So to make sure that, just to clarify, that we would be using our own intuitions and creativity to conjure up places that we can go and table at and gather signatures.
Also organizations which want to collaborate.
Yes.
Organizations. So some way that information comes in, organized well, and other people can use it.
So say like I would then I would come up and I'd have a month in advance. I would come up with some dates and times and places to go set up tables. I would then put, make a spreadsheet, whatever, Excel, or make a spreadsheet that has that list of that information. I've contacted, I've verified, made sure it's cool. I've checked out like what has to be done to actually get the tables and be official and stuff there, and then put that together and disseminate that out for anybody and everybody involved with Pro Truth Pledge. And this could be on a national scale, like places all across the country. Just talking about Ohio.
Yeah, just talking about
Okay.
But if you have an especially genius system, that we can roll out for everybody else.
this will be the point of like it can be good system can be used by all around the country. Do the same thing in general.
Yeah.
I think cross-referencing. So that we can access the different ways, like, and of course, this is coming from very limited user knowledge. But I'm thinking if I wanted something like that to be the most helpful to me, I would want it to be cross-referenced by like dates, upcoming dates. So if I was looking, like for events, if we could send a table out or something, it would be like which ones are posting most quickly, so I know which ones to work on first. But also maybe cross-reference by the state or
That's a good communication.
yeah, location.
You're saying like what to expect, like what the general
So we can
arena
use
is
it.
going to be.
Yeah.
So that you know the end users' needs, and so that organizers can go to that and say, I can do, okay, I need 5 people on Saturday and 3 people next Wednesday, or these people need to be emailed, or somebody needs to go into this organization. So
Talking about setting up the skeleton, the functional skeleton for Pro Truth Pledge.
Yeah, the research part of it.
Yeah. Okay. And then
Somebody's already done.
Yeah, right.
I promise.
Yeah.
So I need to find it.
I just gotta find it.
To find it.
I just gotta find it.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find something that's already out there.
Yeah.
Just
exactly
waiting
what
for us to
Original
use
story that
it.
hasn't been
You
told.
don't need to read it. You don't need somebody to write it already. Right.
We need to find a good one that's going to use it.
Yeah, we might want.
Well, exactly, something that can be adapted for us.
For us.
Yeah.
So this sounds like a good committee. Melissa wants to be involved. Sharon will. Harry, did you say you want to?
This was for the
Research.
research, yeah.
Mhm.
That one, remember.
Okay.
And Michelle wants to advise.
Do you want to be
User?
part?
No?
Yeah, well, I
I
think, again, where mine is, I can dream up the tool, but I can't figure out, like I suck at actually being the person who fills it in or develops it or modifies it, because I'll screw it up. I'm more likely the person that will go to events and table and get your signatures,
But
those
so
ones.
you might be part of the.
Or organize the group who utilizes.
You might be part of the committee from the perspective of the user.
Yes, like I might look at it and say, no, I don't understand how this is working. Or how to define this.
So the-
Yes, so I could be your, because I'll be as dumb about it as anybody could be. If I can use it, then.
I was going to say too, with you saying like a way to do this, I'm plugged in with big data and analytics really well with those guys. I'm some sharp, smart cats that might be
You
able
get a
to.
volunteer for those, right? Awesome.
Yeah, that will. There's probably a package. So. some information. Yeah. And they also have, they're so funded, like there's so many companies throwing themselves at the labor supply and demand is not in sync with big data.
Push the button and there it was.
This conversation makes me wonder, like, what happened 2 or 3 meetings ago. We had some people here, none of which is here tonight, that we were assigning roles and began
Right,
resourcing.
so one of them dropped out. Randall was still doing research.
Okay.
So we had that Google form where people can put in,
Yes.
various events.
So what happened?
He's still doing the research. So that's one time, but we want to set up a more formalized. That's
Right.
that's a very ad hoc system. It's kind of,
Yes.
okay, this is a thing.
Right. Yes.
So we want to
So we
formalize.
could be able to call some information.
So you're really looking at association software, essentially.
You have to tell me what that means.
Okay.
I have no idea.
There is association software. There's software designed for running. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Either there's a balance between those two things. There may be really low cost, simple. There may also be open source.
Yeah, I'm happy. So what
Might be
my
looking for open source.
what my perspective is, I'm saying, hey, this is the thing. Who was able to work on this, and you have some background, some background, that's kind of excellent.
Make sure you're going after groups also that you're not as comfortable with.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure that you're going after all, things, not just focused on one.
Easier conversation.
It's just such an easy group to go get.
Yes.
Go after the ones that are hard to get.
No,
Because if you get them involved,
that's why I was mentioning that in this political environment, it's harder to get Republicans involved in that.
you got to get the grassroots Republicans.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And I mean, we've been successful in doing so. Someone is not here, but she is a participant. She went to a Rotary Club, which is
Hilliard?
Imperial, which is a conservative Rotary clubs, they're conservative organizations. And, she gave a pension function, like, so 25% will sign of the membership.
Excellent. Excellent. That's
So that's what we
that's
want.
the key.
That's what I'm saying. Grassroots Republican clubs go there. Libertarian clubs, Democratic clubs, various social, anything. But people want to be interested,
Well, and I think one of the things we have to think of this in from both perspectives, that you don't want to approach is easy to get groups through, because this is a thing that we want to filter through every facet of society in our communities. That's how we become a new foundation for us to build on. But at the same time, as we're trying to grow, we need to also think about the groups that we're reaching out to that can grow our numbers among people who will exponentially help us to grow.
The marginal benefit of.
Yes, and one of the things, I know we're all struggling with, is that we're all still of working age. This, group gathered here, and that makes it hard because we're done living lives that probably are overwhelmed with responsibilities. So one of the things I said to Clark recently was, maybe, we need some retirees, are you passionate, energetic retirees who can become some of the steamrolling energy behind us. And it just occurs to me as we're talking about this that having been married to a Presbyterian minister for 21 years, not any longer, but they were constantly, senior groups approaching him and other ministers in town and just looking for speakers for their organizations. They have monthly meetings, 15 to 30 minute fill gaps of a program presentation. Well, no, it's like just senior groups, community, like Grandma goes to, like this, local seniors group, whatever. She said, yeah, senior centers. So that might be a good.
Retirement villages would be a
Yes,
better place
yeah,
to.
that's what I was thinking.
That's,
Well, that's true. I mean, not, yeah. I guess.
Any place.
Yeah, but
that's
yes.
good. So that's something. For
So
the
that's
research
another
team.
thing that we need to figure out, yeah, for the research team is who's looking all the time for speakers. Because they'll want us to come. There you go. We love you so much, Lauren. We can dream, we can, put it in the
Okay. So on two committees we have discussed. Let me just. We have the OSU committee, which is Will, Harry, and Mala. We'll work on that. And we have the research committee, and that's Sharon, Will, Harry, Michelle, and Mala. Okay. Let's see. So on the two committees, I want to have someone who would chair each committee. Who would want to chair the committee for OSU? Chair the committee meaning like organize activities and be like the have reports on what's going on with the committee. Like organize, make sure things are going forward. Okay.
Is that share?
Share.
Chair.
Yeah. Can you then?
So that, part of my my incentives and wanting to get involved with this and seeing it being a young organization again for wanting leadership development and professional, resume building items. Right. That's something I am interested in. This coming fall, I'm taking 2 classes and just job searching, but I've kind of put some time in. Can I, before I give a commitment, let me get, before the end of the meeting, I'd like to speak to my partner too, as well as what's coming up, and not just, yeah, I got that. I'd like to give you a sound yes or no.
That sounds good. So that's the OSU committee, and we'll look on that. And the research committee.
Over to my husband, I was not going to come home. Oh, don't even ask.
You feel like you're talking about the research. The system. I mean, I was going to say that's generally more to do. I would prefer to have that, like to.
Would you then like to do the co-chair? Then you would. Then
I'm still going to just be like.
Maybe.
This is a man who knows exactly what's going to happen. It's not that. It's just I've got a whole bunch of organizations that
Well, you're not sure.
I'm working on. I'm working on. I'm gonna. Your Wikipedia page is next on my list.
Wonderful.
It just needs a nice photo, which we have.
Okay. So then,
But yes, sure.
So then, excellent. So then,
Yeah, 'cause I
we'll co-chair with you. Meeting flow, and number 6.
Do we know at this moment before you jump over
Number 5?
know any upcoming things
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yes, so upcoming activities. So what are you looking for? Oh, Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Oh, if anybody needs Wi-Fi, it's quick carrot 820. Yes. Quick carrot 820. Yes, quick carrot 820. Yes.
Which one was it?
Netgear 32.
Netgear 32.
Okay.
Yes. Right. 820. So, discussion of plans for the next month. One of the things, so Harry, I already know that Harry is going to gather some signatures at Gen Con. Well, the OSU involvement fair is going to be on August 20th.
Unless you all know, if I can partner up with either Turning Point or the Yellow Boys, or Big Data. Those are the three groups I've been involved with. But you have to, the way I understood it when I reached out earlier, as I said I would, that you have to have been registered. You have to be an official group to have your table, and it's already, they're already filled up. Like,
no, I understand. So, taking a look at if there are some groups with which we can partner with.
okay.
That's one, and second, just going there with a binder
Right.
and getting signatures. Is that something? Either of those? Is that something you can take on?
Yes. I plan to be an involvement fair anyway.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Excellent. So that's some things that are going on. Then Jay, you'll send some list of clubs and their meeting times, which we can kind of incorporate into activities. Then there are a number of clubs which we've identified as potential targets that we want to visit. So, well, you said that there are the Libertarian Club, which
Yes, Young Americans for Liberty and Students for Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as big, or maybe like on any given meeting, like 15 people that show up, maybe like 30, with that. And then Turning Point USA.
Okay, and these are at OSU or elsewhere?
OSU. I mean, they're national organizations or whatever, but they have their chapters at OSU.
Okay. So if I understand correctly, the best thing to do with those is to contact them in advance and ask them if you can do like a quick spiel about it.
Yeah.
So that might be a good thing to look at, but I don't know if they have meetings this month, but they would probably have meetings in September.
Yeah.
And so that might be good to become.
Yeah.
And you and Harry can talk about other groups that are, and Mala can talk about other groups that are at OSU.
Okay.
So that's OSU stuff.
And that's for the purposes of trying to get a table at the involvement fair, or linked up with somebody, or
I think
just in general to go to the different groups.
Yeah, go to different groups and figure out if you can do a brief presentation there.
Okay.
About the approach of pledge.
Gotcha.
And
yeah. There's an international students. I forget the name of it. IFC. I was on the. No, it's for international diplomacy. I'm still on the email list. I can't remember I ran out of time. I was doing other things and stuff that I was doing, but yeah, I can try to get some penetration in with the different groups and the people. Like I said, they're it's politics all day, every day with a lot of my my circle, and so they'll know. If I don't know, then as Michelle, right? Not a shy bone in your body. Like I can, same way as far as taking and figuring it out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So you and Harry can talk about
Okay.
Other events that people know about that are coming out that could be good for tabling or internet.
I'll be at the HCCO picnic. And that's not a walking event, that's just a gathering kind of thing, and I'll talk to girls about presenting. So it should be good.
When is that?
Next
Saturday.
Next Saturday.
That's
That's this coming Saturday.
I got
in
it.
August.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah, the humanist group.
yep.
Are there other, so one of the things
is again see if there are various. So it's good to remind of the humanist group, various value-based groups, including secular groups, religious groups, that this can be presented at the pro-truth pledge. Is anyone involved in various kind of value-based groups besides the humanist group? Mhm. Mhm.
You have an example of yours?
Yes.
What you present?
Yes, we have. I can send
Just
you.
curious, I'm not.
Yes, we have materials in the Pro-Truth Pledge Advocates folder, which I can send you. That include a couple of videos of speeches
Yeah.
and talking points about.
And they're probably pictures as well.
Yeah, there are a bunch of pictures.
Like,
These are
hi,
all.
blank person from blank organization. I'd like to talk to you about blankety blank. Let me know. I think we have templates for a bunch of things just to make it go fast, including.
Mhm.
And if we don't have a template, then it-
Yes.
Well, I think that might be one of the resources we want to build. You can't be everywhere. Is begin to figure out, with those template speeches, are there, people. So that we can, begin to kind of pick up our bank of speakers.
I don't mind speaking in front of crowds, but I do feel like I would like a little bit of training or just some pushback on like reality checks of what kind of questions I would be presented with and training on the best way to answer it. Because like, I'll export the PTP and I've read it multiple times. Sometimes on the spot, you don't always present it as best as possible without a couple.
I think that would be a good role play meeting, like for those who are willing to do some public speaking on behalf of the
Public
PTP,
speech
then
meeting would be.
have a separate organizational meeting.
Same, except I haven't been right for. I have no idea what it says and just don't.
Do you have memorized word for word?
I don't think anyone's got memorized. That's not the point. No, that's why I'm saying it's a practice thing that you come, and I think it would be good to role play that because, like, while I don't have an issue.
More important to be able to ask
Speaking, I've done it many
questions
times with many other people.
Right.
But one of the important things of doing that is if I'm presenting something that I didn't want you to commit to, you're most likely going to have some pushback, and I want to be prepared for that pushback. The speech itself is not the issue.
Right.
So
I know that.
Believe it or not.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
as long as I know the material,
intro public speakers.
Yeah, and then, like, I have. Exactly. If I've been signed up, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, if I've been in a position where I have a spot of time to go speak to a group of people, that's not a problem. But like if I have to go out to a crowd of people that do not want to talk to me and I have to speak to them, then I'm like,
yeah, usually
yeah, exactly. Or at least interested.
they want something.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's the other thing that I think somewhere down the road, when we've got the time and talent to develop is, I know that, from my education background and just having done enough workshop presentations myself, that it helps to have a whole package. So visuals to go with your audios and even tactile. Yes.
In the footage guidelines that you can use.
It will be definitely very good to flush those out, so
Yes.
it'll be like another wheel that we only invent once. And
Right.
then,
Exactly.
That's probably something.
Because I think there should also be uniformity too. I mean, with personal flair, of course, and verbiage, but for the most part, let's make sure we're all giving a consistent message.
yeah, that's totally agree. If we're having like 100 different cities, they should have very similar speech.
Well, and especially to prevent things like slander. Not saying it won't happen, but that is.
But we
important to
shouldn't,
have
that shouldn't be a source of it happening.
Exactly.
We can limit
Yes.
sources of like,
Keep our eye on
least we can do.
Aware.
I've seen tables set up for gathering signatures at Gallery Hall. But I don't know what the rules are.
Yeah, that's a.
So I have a note to call the Short North Business Association, and I think they're to find out if there are any requirements for setting up a table.
And if we do set up, it would be really important.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering. How do they arrange that?
It might actually be- Well, I know,
Fair trade. Yeah.
I might be wrong, I may be remembering wrong, but I think that the student undergraduate research fair at OSU might be coming up. I'm not entirely sure if I'm remembering that right. But I saw it in my email. I think I'll double check real quick.
Have you thought about, is there potential to get interns? Is this like a potential? I don't know what the legality of that, but as a nonprofit for people who are doing like, I'm not even sure what kind of educational position.
number of career lines for students
Communication.
in college community. It could go marketing,
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
nonprofit.
I think that's something that can delegate to the committee to consider. Can you, Harry, and can you also take a look into what would be the terms for internships, or that we can then.
What about internships?
Well,
Like, what do we need to do to offer an internship to a student?
yeah. So what kind of OSU committee? Yeah, so I think that would come from students. That's the point. Look it up.
Yeah, we can do it. Like, if, yeah.
You know what future link is?
All right, future link.
So
The career center.
If you can send us a link, that'd be best, and then we can look at it. Yeah.
If that would be it.
Because honestly, if we could get qualified for that, we could probably get in.
what type of work would you look for the intern to do? What?
I don't know what kind of terms.
A lot of the stuff you're talking about.
Every single thing.
These are the things I have done in my internships, I have done in college, and I have done professionally, and I'm doing them again as a volunteer.
Yeah.
So, all this stuff.
Before I forgot, I found the dates for the undergraduate. It's September 14th. Yeah, September 14th.
September 14th.
Yeah, so either me or Will or Mark want wants to go to that, they want to try to get pictures done. But, I don't know.
Again,
Not-
find out the better thing though to do is find out if they have a table for any.
Right. I think the tables at the undergraduate research center is for people who have like research projects. So we probably wouldn't get a table, but we'd probably go, I'm guessing we'd be able to like, let's say they're on gathering signatures for people, even if it's just outside the door.
Right.
Or maybe by someone who's in the project like political science or
Right.
sociology
You
or
like,
psychology.
oh, I see. You like go around the table and talk about the process.
Because this is a social science,
Right.
psychology.
Right. So we could actually approach some of the people who have their own tables. And
Yes,
ask them about this.
Yeah.
That's good.
perfect. Yes.
Cool.
Got a lot of things going on.
Yes.
All right.
Great. So now I think we are good on plans for next month. I want to check in on meeting flow. If anyone has comments on optimizing meeting flow for the agenda.
Oh, pretty good.
We only had a complaint about sound and people suggesting that we invest in it. So we're happy to invest if you can buy it. If anyone has a microphone sitting around, we'd be happy to plug it in.
I think next time we should take one and share with the council. Maybe fine.
Yeah.
It's hard to focus as much on like sitting.
Well, now you know next time what it's.
Yeah.
Okay. So finally, just if we have a last point of one point is for all sharing something recent about the project pledge of Ohio that makes you excited. To acknowledge other people for things they did that you're pleased about. I want to acknowledge Michelle for getting signatures on that movie. So thank you so much for your career search and your doing that stuff. You've been just the kind of burdens you've been under. So to gather as much signatures as you did, I think very notable for your commitment to the foster pledge. So thank you so much for doing that.
You're so ironic. It's like you think, oh my gosh, I should do
But you're doing well. I don't know with your new job you'll be able to do more, but just saying from what you've done already has been great.
Well, I think it's
Sure.
Turn on to me.
Yeah. Other. Yes.
I'm very excited that so many people think of this meeting. And I'm excited that we are inventing all the wheels because like we're telling people we're going to record it so you can see before you have your first meeting. And this is like our fourth or something. And then we're going to have some kind of spreadsheet or software. We're going to have like we have a fleshed out binder, but we want to have a fleshed out like features and everything standardized. I love standardized things. And I'm so excited to be leading an organization that loves standardized things. So, and I want to acknowledge Sharon and Will for taking leadership roles. And thanks everyone who watched.
I didn't really meet Roman on the internet. Video I shared, and then I actually sent a link and they read it. And they were like, okay, I'll send this. That was really nice.
That's really cool.
even though I don't think a lot of people responded to the shirt on Friday, it was the first time I wore it, and it felt it like made me feel part of something bigger. So thank you for your art, and it made me feel legitimate. And then for the people who did respond, because even though some people start out with kind of like, yeah, right, like anything's going to change, I'm like, got a better idea? Because we're open, but we're hopeful. We got to hold on to the hope. And so, you know, become part of us then. And they're like, well, you're right. And so I get warm fuzzy every time, you know, somebody goes like, yep, we got to do this. We got to commit to the truth, because I feel like it's just a whisper now, but I feel like we gotta become an important shout.
I mean, something I'm starting to wonder is like all this cynicism about people's ability to get better at thinking and figuring out the truth and stuff, and being able to change and be smarter about things. Like, is that cynicism actually, is it actually well supported at all, because like I'm not sure. I don't think anyone's ever tried something like this.
No, no. This is actually based on and this lecture specifically has a number of discouraged people from and the
movement itself just makes me think of American government finance or kind of public choice theory. This idea that we all make this subconsciously, unless you're an economist and you put the fancy terms on it, and marginal this or marginal that. But it's the marginal benefit of taking the time and enduring the cost to actually educate myself, to fact check, to go, am I actually going to be able to receive that benefit for the cost that I put out to educate myself, and, like I said, be held accountable and what have you. And a lot of people don't really feel that way, and that's why they don't vote, or they just on a single issue, they end up voting, and it's almost, I am up to the challenge, but it's like a hard sell. I think, and the other thing being that a lot of people just, it's, maybe I'm wrong here, and I would hope that maybe the research is going against me with this, but that people oftentimes, it's in our nature to like the lies and the romance and the drama rather than the truth, and you see it in, like, I'm not to be offensive, but like with religion, where people, you can talk to them until they're blue in the face and use certain, kind of, fact-based stuff.
Any sort of ideology.
Things that
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like, I have read a little bit about how, like, apparently, like, part of the reason that's the case is because we evolved in the ancestral environment, it was like you had to, like, be very political because, like, politics decided everything, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah. So one of the nice things right now is that and
we have to turn around our brain.
yes. So
we've never done any medicine or do anything that we are by nature good at. I mean, people are learning to be good at statistics. Like, it's not easy to find people who are in such an environment.
sure, we're reading. So for people who haven't something you're excited about,
Thank you for inviting me. I was grateful that you included me, and it's great to see people wanting to improve their lives, their country, everything. And this is a step towards trying to make those improvements and trying to get people to understand that truth matters. So thank you for inviting me, and thanks to the group for being here.
Like I said, I kind of came in here just not really knowing what to expect. So this is all very interesting, and I appreciate step in and step back on one aspect because I just didn't feel like I had the time to commit to doing the Twitter because I was spending so much time looking at each person's Twitter page before I would retweet them because I felt like, oh, I need to check and see if this person's really following it. And that's like, oh, I can't go down that rabbit hole. So I'm glad that I got some things that I can contribute without being overwhelmed too much with it. And I do definitely want to be involved. So. Yeah, it's.
Well, I thank you for allowing me to attend the meeting, and it's been, really interesting hearing all the perspectives and all that. At the present time, I'm involved in quite a few things, so I haven't said that I would step up to the plate and do anything at this time, but that doesn't mean it won't be in the future.
Sure, whatever you're comfortable.
Thank you.
Well, one of the things I say to people when they're looking at things and deciding if they want to be involved, I say, it's not a small, unimportant thing to, if your only step is that you now begin to verify and fact check your information yourself, and you don't pass on things you haven't done that with, and you ask your friends to do the same thing. That's a big, huge thing, because the exponential spark of that is incredible. Or talk to friends, right? And there might be some of your friends who get excited about the idea, and they don't have all the other commitments that you have, so you might bring someone in just in that way. But I wanted to thank the two of you because, as my life has been overwhelmed frequently in the last several months, I still keep holding on to this as that little piece of light that, will crack the darkness of us just going like, there are no good political candidates anymore, and we've lost faith in our government, and, we can't have, truth. But I keep saying we can, and you guys have committed your lives to it, and I know it's brought a lot of stress and anxiety and issues for the two of you, but you're staying committed. So thanks for that.
Thank you all for attending this meeting virtually, and really appreciate you being here. And this is up. Thank you very much. All right. Okay.